conversation we can have the whole day, but to look at this thing now, what it has become, just like I, and then you look at what it's become, America. It's literally R&B is very minimal now, as opposed to back then when we were growing up. Rock and roll doesn't even seem existent now, maybe in that it's now a sort of a pocket type of a genre for a certain crowd. White kids are now hip-hop. Everybody listens to hip-hop. It's a genre that is now the biggest thing all over the world, and the biggest ambassador of the genre that a lot of us grew up looking up to. There's a lot. We all have our different favorites. From an entrepreneurial, I'm talking as an entrepreneur now. From an entrepreneur's moves that has been able to make, I think a lot of us have learned this independence game from not only Jay. I think for me, the mastermind there was Dash. I think he's the one that gave them the belief that they could do it. I think he's the one that believed in himself so much that he would fuel the belief to them. I think it was a mastermind that was so competitive and that was so unapologetic that he took the movement of Abu over there, and he looked at he looked at his peers at the time that were, and he believed what they could create something incredible. And mixed with his confidence and his street smarts, or whatever he is, or whatever he was then, and obviously with his partners, has made history. Today, I'm telling one, what Reasonable Doubt was when it first came out, it was not a platinum album. In 2021, it's not only a platinum album, it has become an iconic historical hip-hop album. It's not only about Jay-Z and what he raps on that album. I think what he has become, I believe he has become our modern day, for these generations, type of Abu Michael Jackson, Abu Bob Marley. If not, yeah. I think that's what he's going to become even when he passes on. So for him to go to Dash and says, I want to buy 33% of your shares, because, okay, let me put it this way, as what you've just said. How I understand the story is, it first came out and put Dash in a negative light, which I think he was doing something illegal to sell third of Reasonable Doubt as an NFT. When we read the article, it seemed as if he was doing something illegal and he was doing it behind his other partner's back, which morally, as a business person, you watch such things and you're like, how? I look up to these guys, like, this is not something cool to do. I can imagine a lot of the moves that we make as well, how many other young people look up to us, get disappointed, like, how? I did not expect that from Slicker. I don't expect that from Smooth. There has to be some sort of explanation. So when that came out, I was like, but knowing the sort of the rough and tumble type of conversations that have happened between the relationship and Mahrutman over the years, you sort of put nothing past Montage, you know? But I think one thing that we must not take away when a Slicker is to learn from this experience or this situation. Let me tell you what we're going to learn, or what we have to learn. And I'll give it to you just now. Give me one more minute. What we are forced to learn from here, the operative word I'm repeating for the third time now, entrepreneurially, is to learn what emotionally we say, come on, Jay-Z, you're worth over $1 billion, but I let this guy eat. And then when Dash explains it in his social media, he says, Jay-Z sat down with him first and he offered him an amount of money that he said no to. He believed his share was worth more, and he asked him for more. Oh, he said, give me a better offer, which Jay-Z, I think the highest offer that he could go to was 1.5 million. But for those who don't know, then I just found out from Dash's social media as well, is that I think he has already bought Biggs out. So how Demon Dash explains it in his social media, he says, no, he owns a third of Rockefeller Inc., not Rockefeller LLC, which is what it became after Jay-Z became a president of Def Jam, and they gave it back to him, or he bought it back, or whatever deal he did. But Rockefeller Inc., the first one that they did, all three of them. And then when he addresses the situation in his social media, he says, the only property that it owns, that Rockefeller Inc., is the Reasonable Doubt album. That is Jay-Z's first album, as we were explaining, which it has become such an iconic thing that you can only imagine what it's going to become 10 years from today, 50 years from today, and the legend of what Jay-Z is going to become many, many years to come. Obviously, the value of that album alone is going to just keep on increasing. So what brought this conversation between you and I was saying to you, emotionally, we're like, come on, Jay-Z, you're worth over billions of dollars. Let this guy eat. If he wants a little bit more than 1.5 million for his 33% share, give him whatever, even if it's 5 million, you've got a lot of money, like whatever happened in the past happened. Man, come on, give this guy some cash. That's what we say, maybe as a Bantabamyam. That's how I would feel now. But on the other end, as an entrepreneur, again, I'm saying it for the fourth time, is it's either Jay-Z felt Dash's 33% share of the Reasonable Doubt album is worth 1.5 million. And if they went and then Dash pushed back, maybe the offer initially was lower than that, maybe it was $1 million, and Dash pushed back and maybe Jay-Z made it 1.5 million. If Dash could push back and Jay-Z did not make a counter offer to offer him a little bit more money, and then Dash went ahead on its own, as we know now that it's on auction, and he says the minimum bidding amount for that 33% shares of his, he believes it's $10 million US. So the question that I was posing to the question I'm leaving with you, and then you'll come in. It's either Jay-Z believed that a 33% of his Reasonable Doubt album was worth at most 1.5 million, meaning he's undervaluing his own work right now. Because then Dash goes around, and if Dash sells that minimum for $10 million US, because it's an auction, somebody else can bid and say, no, I want to buy it for 15. Somebody can come and say 18. But let's say, for argument's sake, somebody buys it for that minimum $10 million US. I'm saying to you, Dash has actually now put money into Jay-Z's pocket, number one. Number two, Dash has changed the game, because here's you and I now having this discussion about NFTs. A month ago, I didn't know what NFTs were. Right now, I'm doing my own research online, and I'm seeing so many things that I've worked on that I could also turn into NFTs, because recently all of this lockdown has made us think about the future and the digital economy. So Dash has changed the game again to introduce the Black community to what NFTs are, because we're all having this discussion, but there's others, especially the young kids of today who are in forex trading, who are online, who are in crypto. People are like, we know what NFTs are. But the rest of us didn't know. Now we know. So Dash has changed the game, number one. Number two there. Number three, I think we're not even giving him his due props. That guy has been instrumental in sharing his ideology with two guys who were next to him for a couple of years, who are today billionaires in their own right. But what I wanted to say with this issue, this specific issue, is either Jay-Z undervalued his own Reasonable Doubt album by thinking the 33% is worth 1.5, because Dash believes in himself so much that he believes right now in 2021 the minimum is 10 million. That's what it's worth. Or Jay-Z, Dash, no pigs. What do you think?
I think that, like, you know, although Dash hasn't had the opportunities that, as in, when I say opportunities, as in like from what we've seen, the commercial opportunities that Jay-Z has had. Dash, it's not like, you know, I can literally not have money, but I could see your game. You know what I mean? So if I'm sitting from the back and I know that you and I are close, I see your game. You literally will buy Ace of Spades because you mad at what was that other drink that literally like
Cristal, right? If I'm correct, Cristal, right? Mm.
You probably buy Ace of Spades as like at a cheap price, but your idea is to hold. So what Jay-Z's game is about holding. You know what I mean? If you look at Jay-Z's move, going into Def Jam to leave his independence, he knew that, like, he needed to hold a position. You know, hold a position so you can literally accumulate. So Jay-Z's wealth the narrative of Jay-Z's wealth is about holding. You know what I mean? Even when he got into Tidal wasn't like